upon your loved ones that never went to med school? Or how about just giving your finance money to some financial planner that never learned finance? We are no different, but you are on the right path. The right path is you should be doing it on your own. And by doing it on your own, you need a mentor to show you how to do it. And that's what you're going to get here at Cyber Trading University.
All right, everybody, welcome back. My name is Fausto. Let me just share my screen here and we'll get started. Just hold on one second, fellow traders. Screen 2, there we go. Perfect. All right, can everybody see that? Could you see that okay? Just let me know. I'm just going to get the chat up and running. Perfect. Patrick, you see the screen okay? Good, good, good. All right. Let's move a couple of things around here. And then most importantly, let's get this thing recorded so you guys can watch it for later or maybe share it. Well, what you just witnessed and you saw right there, fellow traders, that's a couple of students of mine that we've done over the years. We do an on-site class. We invite all of them to come out here to our New York office, go to a great dinner, but most importantly, trade with each other, communicate with each other, meet all the instructors and basically, learning how to trade today's volatile markets. But what I'm going to do today is I want to see if you're all capable of doing this by me showing you how to trade today's volatile markets. So I'm going to talk about my favorite trading tools and how I use them to spot the big breakouts of today's markets. Now, we're going to have a lot of fun in the next hour, and let me just tell you, it's going to go very, very fast. Just going to talk a little bit about myself and the company, tell you a little bit about, why I'm here, what am I looking for with people like you, and, basically just you know what, Bart, glad for you to be here too, okay? And I'm going to show you one of the Wall Street's biggest secrets, because to trade today's markets, you got to know how to play the game. And that's really what it is. And you know what you're going to find out? At the end of this presentation, actually in the next few moments, you're going to realize that you've been trading backwards this whole time. Now, what does that mean? I mean, you spend so much money, people are asking, is that even possible? Yeah, it is possible, because when you trade, some of you keep focusing on the past, and some of you guys keep focusing on the winners. How about this? Did you ever think about focusing on the future, knowing that there are people out there selling a stock? Do you ever focus on learning why people lose money so you don't do that again and stop hearing all these winners and glories of people bragging how much money they make? I'm sick and tired of hearing people bragging how much money they make. I think that's an ego, okay? And you know what? Some of them say they make so much money that some of us, like, we just want to make a fraction. We don't want to be millionaires. We just don't want to depend on Social Security for the rest of our lives, or, go back to work, or maybe take a job at Amazon, or, as a truck driver. Some of us have been professionals. We just retired. We want to be able to do this as a career and be able to spend more time with our family, our grandkids, and be able to, pay for their colleges and don't make people suffer anymore. And then with COVID, be able to live in our home. This is kind of fun. It's kind of nice. But let me show you how to play the game. So before I do that, let me just tell you a quick little risk disclosure. Just to let you know, there's no guarantee that anyone's going to make money after today. There's no promises. There's no warranties. There's none of that. You can lose all your money, and people have done it in the past. So please don't go out there and trade what you can't afford to lose, okay? Because you can lose, and if more than that. But my goal today is I want to teach you the art of what trading is about, which a lot of you probably don't know. I'm going to talk about how to find the best stocks. I'm going to show you how to complete and follow the big money. Think about that. There are these orders out there that you're going to get the opportunity to see, these big block orders. I'm going to show you how to find them. I'm going to show you how to have a development consistent trading platform. All this I'm going to talk about today. Most importantly, I am going to show you how to read level 3. Think about that. Some of you probably heard of level 2. Well, I'm going to talk about even something called level 4. I'm also even going to talk about something where you have to treat trading like a business and be able to manage it like a business, because that's what it is. This is not spending the weekend in Vegas, okay? You are looking to do this for the rest of your life, but you don't want to do this every day. It's a part-time job, so let me show you how to do it. But before I get started, some of you probably wondering, who is Fausto? Like, who are you? Why am I listening to you? Well, or maybe you have and found me, maybe you watched me on NASDAQ. I've been a presenter. Maybe you watched me on the financial stations. Maybe you watched my YouTube channel. Maybe you're a student here. Maybe you did a trial before, but let me tell you a little bit about it and get right to the point. I've been doing this for 25 years. I love what I do. Okay. I've changed people's lives, and I think that even makes it even more exciting to do it. I help the people that are, that needed to make this successful. I've been there. I've done that. People that think they couldn't have been successful, I help them out. I've also told people that they should not do it because they're going to lose all their money. But I have a 5-star rating on Google. I'm endorsed by every brokerage firm in the industry. Okay. I have a A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau. I don't think anyone could ever say that. And like you just mentioned earlier, Bart, I'm also a 12-time champion. I beat every school in the industry. Now, how is that even possible? Well, because I was trained by some of the best traders in the world. I live here in New York. Some of the biggest traders live in my town. Actually, one lives across the street from me. And believe it or not, a lot of what you're doing is the opposite. A lot of you make trading more complicated than what it is, and it's really not that complicated. A lot of us are using indicators, which you don't have to need. A lot of us are using, multiple monitors. You shouldn't even be doing that. Listen, if you can't make money on one, you can't make money on 6. But you have to know how to play the game. And like you see right here, I'm the author of the book of How to Beat Market Makers at Their Own Game, because that's really what you want to do. You can't beat them, but you know what you could do? You could join them, okay? And that's how we're going to beat them, not by betting against them, by seeing what they do, because that's what I'm going to show you. Now, how do I know that? Because that's what I did. Now, how I got started is exactly what I'm going to get all of you to do to start your career, because it's never too late to get started, okay? You can see the Forbes magazine right there. A bunch of kids, tormenting Wall Street. I was actually one of those kids. That's actually a friend of mine. Imagine we used to trade on that little stinking 15-inch monitor back then, working on fractions instead of today's decimals. But before I got started, I was a big failure. I lost money on it. You know why? Because I was 22 years old. I was an ignorant kid that says, I don't need to learn it. I can go learn on my own. I'm not going to work and taking a train to the city. I don't want to split the profits. And not only that, but, why can't I let me try it? Let me see if I like it first, right? Isn't that what everybody does? They go out there and say, let me try it. If I like it, then I'll do it. Wrong. That's not the way you do things, because you are basically one trade away of blowing up your account. And let me tell you something. I learned a lot from my parents, and my dad taught me, because he knew I was ignorant. Maybe it's my Italian breed that I had. They call us testa tosta in Italian. But my dad said, listen, I come to this country after the World War II. This is a picture of them. I'm first-generation Italian. And he said, listen, you want to be good at something. You know how you can be good at something? You find someone that's the best at it. You go out there, and I don't care what it costs you. Okay, even if you have to pay them. But if you love what you do, you're going to be great at it if you find the people that are very good at it, and you surround yourself with a company that's very good at it. Well, like I told you, I didn't listen the first time, but the second time, he gave me another shot, and I did it. And let me tell you, what I've learned on the first day on the job, the first day, and this is what you guys are going to learn today, should have never made your first trade. Never made your first trade, because you're about to see something you have never probably seen anywhere in any webinar or anywhere else. Because what I've learned, I should have never made my first trade. I didn't know you could watch these institutions. I didn't know you could actually shadow and become an actual market maker and go out there and do it. These are things I'm going to show you. Okay. And I think that has a lot to do why I've been married for over 23 years. This is my wife, Debbie, and my 3 sons. I love sharing with you because this is a great vacation picture, because I was able to travel around the world. I was able to spend more time with my family and could pay for their college. Don't have to take any loans out. I think that's what family's all about. But you know what? The way I treat my family is the way I teach and get involved as a family member with my traders. So hopefully all of you could be one of these people one day, and hopefully it's going to start today. So let's get started. All right. Can you see, can I see your trades? Okay. Listen, yes, because what you're about to see is you could become a market maker. You could actually place bids and offers out there. You could actually go out there and trade against everybody around the world, not including market makers, institutions, higher frequency trades, algorithms, all that, dark pools, all of them. But the thing is this, you have to learn what to look at, not looking at what someone taught you as some indicator that was out there. So before I get started, I just want to do a quick little poll, okay? And my poll question is this. How long you guys been trading for? So I'm going to have a little fun with all of you. I'm going to put a little poll up here, and let me just see if you're a brand new trader, less than 1 year. Just want to get the feel of it. Doreen and Gerard, you can just put it in that poll that's coming up on the side of your screen right there. Now, this is a good question because I just want to get to know a little bit about everyone so I get to know the experience, okay? Now, I'm going to share that poll, and we could see that great traders never stop learning. So I'm glad to see that we got people been doing it for a while. But let me just say this, all right? If you've been doing what I'm about to show you, and you've been doing it more than 3 months, and you're not seeing progress or not making money, you might want to find a new job doing it. Now, please don't take this the bad way, okay? I'm not, sometimes I'm a little brash, around the terms, but I want to be very honest with you. I do not like people losing money, okay? So my recommendation to you is this, that you're still in the business. I know we have people 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. So if you've been doing it for a while and you're not seeing that you're consistent at it, it's probably not for you and it's time to move on. So my next question to you is this. What kind of trader are you? Hold on. Let me get there he goes. Let me launch that right here. Are you a stock trader, options trader, Forex, futures? Just want to get. Michael just put in there, been doing 3 to 5 years, have not developed a consistent system. You might be right. Michael, listen, if you had I don't know if you work for somebody or you were a business owner, but if you had somebody who's working for you for 3 to 5 years and they're not making you any money and you keep paying them, I think you're probably a bad businessman, but I know you never happened to you, but I think they got to go. You know what I mean? I think they got to go. So good. So we have a lot of stock traders out here, options. Now, like I said, let me just repeat something. I'm an actual stock trader, okay? I am what you call a day trader. What a day trader is, we're in and out the same day. Now, I do swing trade. I do some options trade. I don't do really Forex trading. I know some great ones if you're looking for one, and Forex traders. But if you want to be a good options trader, you have to understand something. It's the movement of a stock that makes an option move. So once you think you should learn how to be a good stock trader first, and even if you're a swing trader, okay, how does a stock become a swing? You got to be patient. But it's the movement of the stock that will tell you if it's going to end up being a swing. It all starts from day trading. Now, the reason why I like day trading is I know what I made for the day and you're done for the day. You got a clear head. And then if I like the stock, I'll consider doing a swing trade or an options trade. Okay. But if you're doing the others, it's a lot more difficult. Yes, you can make more money, but you can also lose it a lot faster. So let's start off talking about a couple of stocks. Did anybody see the stock AMC today? Actually, last couple of days. Anybody watch this stock AMC? Great runner up. You could see the stock literally ran from 21 all the way to 30. This was actually yesterday, right? Yes, it's being recorded, Jeff. Absolutely. Okay. Great run up. But do the math. 21 to 30. That stock moved $9. Okay. If you just bought 100 shares of it, which would have been what, a $2,000 investment, you could have made yourself close to $900. Good traders never buy at 21, never sell at 30. Maybe you bought at 24, you sold at 25, you bought 1,000 shares, $1,000. There's your $250,000. There's your $250,000 salary. Here's another one. Bed Bath and Beyond. Another what we call the meme stocks. Those Reddit stocks. Stock went from 22 to 26. This is all in one day. GameStop, more expensive, 150 to 195. Okay, so it's kind of weird, but if you've been watching me, and you've been here before, 1 week was the energy stocks. The next week was the pot stocks. Then the week before that, it was the vaccine stocks. It's like every week there's a new industry that's moving. Then the other week it was the EV stocks. It gets whatever comes out of White House. We're pumping oil. We're not pumping oil. We're going to war. We're not going to war. It all affects the market. So there's a lot of things in the industry that you could trade. All right. Now, if you guys haven't done it already, I am live every morning on YouTube. I'll have my staff post a link up for you. So I don't know if you follow me on YouTube, whatever, but I'm live every morning at 9 a.m. and at 2:30 Eastern time, doing a live broadcast, how we trade the pre-market and aftermarket. And I have over close to 3,000 videos there where you could actually watch. So are these stocks a short squeeze? Are these the Reddit, David versus Goliath, all that stuff? So anyway, how are we able to follow these stocks? Because sometimes they move too fast and everything else. It comes down to one thing: following the money. That's it. Following the money. Now, listen to me carefully now, because we're going to get into the fun part of where you're going to see and why you're going to be ticked off at yourself that you've been trading backwards. And also, before we continue, I'm going to tell you one other thing. Everything I tell you right now, from here on forward, you are going to watch this live with me tomorrow morning, okay? Every one of you. And if it's not for you, you probably then you don't have to come. But every one of you are going to be invited to watch this, okay? So let's look what we got right here. My question to everyone here is this: do you have level 2 quotes? Let me see if everybody has that. Anyone here have level 2 quotes? Michael, you do. Bart, you have it. Okay, good. Steve, good. Okay. So level 2 has been outdated since the 90s. It's worthless, okay? You really don't need it anymore. And you're going to see why. But for the ones that don't have it, let me just explain to you what it is and how it works. Because some of you look at this and like, I move so fast, whatever it is. I get it. B stands for buyers. S stands for sellers. The bid are the buyers. The ask is the sellers. You got 3 columns: 1, 2, and 3. The first column is market maker ID. That's the name of a brokerage firm that is looking to buy AMC. The second column is telling you the price that he wants to buy AMC for. And the third column is telling you how many shares he wants to buy of AMC. Everything there is multiplied by 100, okay? So just let you know. 1300, 2 means 200, 14 means 1,400, and so on. Whoever wants to buy the stock for the most amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to buy the stock for less money is down at the bottom. So what you're seeing is what we call a negotiated market. People are in a chat room and they're just advertising, hey, I want to buy it here, I want to buy it there. Now, if you think about this, that's pretty cool because you basically have a seat on the floor of the exchange. Now, there's only one problem with this. It's only showing you the best bid and the best offer. You have to understand something, that on the NASDAQ exchange, there are buyers at all different prices, right? I mean, there's buyers here at 1501, there's buyers here at 1408, whatever it is. It goes down, down, down. You're not seeing that in level 2. That's why it's worthless. You're only seeing a fraction of the data. Now, let me change the slide here. So when you look at this, like I just said, it's kind of blank. And you're getting a lot of like emptiness around it. It's just not really a full depth of market. Now, my question to everybody is this. Do you have what we call level 3, or in other words, total view? Just give me yes, no, you're not sure, whatever it is. Now, this is very important. Please be honest, okay? Don't let me start picking on you, whatever it is. Your answer here is very critical for your success if you're looking to do this as a career. Now, this Friday, I assume everybody knows the NASDAQ exchange. I am going to be there live, okay, at the NASDAQ Center doing a class. NASDAQ hires me to come there to teach people like you to understand how the exchange works. Now, look at it. I don't need that NASDAQ market. NASDAQ, I mean, they don't need me, but they understand that, Fausto, you know how to teach it. These people like you need to learn how to use it. And we need you here to show them live on our show. And I'm going to be there at 1 p.m. on the, we'll send a link out for you guys, but don't worry, tomorrow you're going to see this live and you're going to see how cool it is when you come and you watch me at the NASDAQ Center teaching it. But I got most of the people answer the question. Okay, I'm going to end the poll. I'm going to share it. So look how many of you don't have it. Now, I'm going to probably say it's more than that because about 50 of you didn't even answer the question. So I'm just going to tell you, you don't know. Okay, I'm not going to be embarrassed. All right. Now, let's talk a little bit about what it is. Daniel, I'm going to show it to you right now. TD Ameritrade does not have it. Okay, but what they do have is level 4, Daniel, and I'll show you that in my trading room, which you're going to see in the next few moments. What we're looking at is Norwegian Cruise Line. This stock trades on the NASDAQ exchange, right? So here are your buyers and here are your sellers. Now, when we were looking at level 2, you were only seeing this guy right here, okay? The best bid and the best offer. Now you're seeing all the bids and all the offers. So now you're seeing every single buyer and seller around the entire world. Now this is what we call direct access. You have direct access to the market. You have a seat on the exchange. You're able to see every person from Goldman Sachs, Merrill Lynch, Shearson. Now, it's not important to know who they are right now, but what is important is what you're about to see next. But I just want to be clear. Think about what you're seeing. Think how much smarter and better trading decisions if you're able to see every single order around the entire world. Now, change the slide here. And let me show you how he utilizes data. Here you have the stock, whatever it is, EVGO. Okay, it starts at 1360. Because now you're probably wondering how to utilize this data, right? So the stock goes from 1360, and you notice, in a matter of 30 minutes, it comes all the way down to a price right around 1260. And from 10 o'clock in the morning, 10:30, 11, almost 11:30, it just had this complete brick wall that it just didn't want to go past of 1260. Why? Why 1260? Why not $13? Why not $10? Why did it pick the number 1260 for the past hour and a half? One reason why is because when you look over here on the book viewer, you'll notice that there are buyers at every single price, all the way up from 1296 for 200 shares to 5,000. But when you get down to 1260, you have a 181,000 share buyer down there. Look at that, 181,000. Do you think I want to be on the buyer side who's only looking to buy 200-300, or the guy who wants to buy 181,000? That is what we call here at Cybertrain University an iceberg order. Iceberg orders are big block institutions, high frequency trades, algorithms, market makers working together and placing their limit orders where they need to buy it and where they need to sell it. Now, Amazing, right? Right? Isn't it, Mike? Unbelievable. We didn't even scratch the surface. Okay, we just got started. Here's another stock. Starts at $4.60. Okay, ENCSC. At roughly around 11 o'clock, it goes from all the way up from 460, makes a gorgeous run to $6.20 in about an hour and a half. That's a pretty substantial profit. If you bought 1,000 shares of that stock, I mean, geez, 5 to 6 is $1. All right. But why did it stop at 620? Why didn't it continue to go high? Why did it hit it there and kept bouncing and kept hitting and hitting and hitting, and all of a sudden, boom, thing goes from 625, it drops away to 559. Well, what makes resistance is sellers. Now, you notice I have it backwards. Sellers equal resistance. Resistance doesn't equal sellers. You see, a lot of you are doing things backwards. Okay, what I mean by that is that, that's support level, that's resistance level. Well, your support and resistance level that you're looking at is what happened in the past. The past is not always indicative of the future. And when you look at the future is the seller, not the previous resistance. And that previous resistance was that big iceberg order out there of 5,000, 42,000. And you look over there, you could see all these orders are aggregated, means they're bunching them together. I mean, you literally had almost 18 people out there around the world that make up the 42,000 shares. If you knew, now think about this for a second, fellow traders, how much smarter in trade decisions would you be able to make if you were able to see where these big iceberg orders are in the future? No, like think about it. How many times have you bought a stock and like, damn it, why didn't I sell it at that price? You know what I mean? Like, or what drove that stock down? That's not what Mr. Fibonacci said that. That's not what MACD didn't say that. That's not what my 200 moving average said that. That's not what Kramer said. It was because of this big block order out there. Daniel, we're not even done yet. We got a lot more. Okay. Now, remember, are these live orders? Okay. Some people say, are they fake? Are they what? Listen, these are real orders. And if you don't believe me, when you come to my trading room tomorrow, I'll be happy to show it to you. And you know what? I'll even make you a bet. I'll find one and use your money and let me know what happens. Okay. Now, let's go over a couple more examples. Tilray, another stock. Okay. Now, let's look at this example right here. Where should we expect Tilray to make a bounce? Can anybody tell me? Let's see how you guys figure this one out. Let's have a little fun. Where do you think Tilray should make a bounce? How would you see it in your eyes? Very briefly, you don't have to get detailed in questions. Okay, Mike says he needs support. Okay, at a large buyer order, John's saying. Okay, by the way, John, do you see that buyer? Do you see that buyer in the chart? Because I don't. David even got a number. David's coming up with 425. Okay. Look at that. Now below 7, Elton is saying. T. Miller has no idea. You know what? T. Miller, you're getting close. You're getting close. Let's think about this. Everyone's always fixated on these charts, right? Everyone's like, you know what? I was talking to somebody today, and he had 10 monitors. I'm like, what the effing are you doing with 10 monitors? Like, what are you landing the space shuttle for crying out loud? I'm like, I got this. I said, if you're not making the money, forget, you start with one, you work way after that. But what you're looking at, he's got a gazillion monitors up there because he's got all these charts up there. So let me tell you this. There's only one reason why it's going to make this Tilray go up. Is this 399,000 share buyer at $7.83. So Elton, you were wrong. Okay. Bart, you were wrong. You gave me a number. T. Miller was right. Has no idea other than what, who said that? JR said that, I think it was. Who said that? John said that. Where the big orders are. So let's just think about for a second. What do you think is going to happen when we come up to that 400,000 share buyer at $7.83? One way to look at it, hit that 830, came back down, went back up to 810, came back down, hit it again, came back down, went right back to 820. Look at that. In the past hour, 2 hours, he kept hitting that guy, hitting that guy, hitting that guy, and it never went below it. Okay? Think how much smarter and trading decisions you would make if you knew that there was a 400,000 share buyer out there looking to buy it at $7.80. You ever think how much money that is? 100,000 shares is about 700,000. Okay, times that by 4, you're talking almost close to $3 million are looking to be bought at that price. And by the way, that makes up 22 people around the world. You're telling me that you think you're smarter than that guy? Yeah? Come to my room tomorrow and let's see how smart you are when we see those iceberg orders out there. This is why I'm a 12-time champion. This is why, when I go out there and I speak to people and I do these presentations and I've been up, I'm going to be in Las Vegas for the Big Money Show event, and I go up against these traders. You know what? It's all about following the money. That's all you have to do. Because how many of you out there are following the money and you're losing and you're not knowing why? Because like I said earlier, and I will repeat it over and over and over again till it sinks in your head to make you realize you are too focused on the past because you're not watching the future. Okay, let's talk about American Airlines. Okay, AAL is moving up steadily. Okay, my question to you, all you fellow traders out there, is that you're in a stock, you're doing great, stock's going higher. We think you just sit back and relax and do what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, you got a profit. If you bought it this morning and you're at 1280, shoot, you had 1,000 shares at 14. You're talking about, you're up about $1,200. You do that every day. There's $250,000 salary. But you're like, yeah, but I don't want to sell it. American Airlines, great news. They got all the stimulus money. Listen, you're not an analyst, okay? So let's go follow the analyst's boss, which is their traders. What is going to drive this stock down, fellow traders? What is going to drive it down? Thank you. Sellers. Could everybody just put the damn word S in there? You know what? I don't know what's going on, but Gina, I didn't hear from you. Okay? Alan, I didn't hear from you. Alex, Barry, David, Eddie, Eddie, come on. Don't be scared. You can't be part of Cybertrade University's team unless you speak. We don't give picks. We don't tell you what to do. You need to know how to do it yourself. And your answer is what you just said. You need sellers. How do you find those sellers? You got to go to the data. You got to go to the NASDAQ. You got to go to the exchange. Okay? So here we are. We're at the NASDAQ book viewer. Looking at American Airlines. I'm looking for sellers. Where are the sellers located? On the right of the column. I'm working my way down. 6,000, 3,000, 5,000. I mean, hell, that's more than probably some of you ever traded, But I'll tell you one thing. The first thing that pops in my eyes is this guy looking to sell 54,000 at 1425. That's no joke. I mean, look at the average shares. I mean, listen, you're going to take a guy who wants to sell 100 shares? Seriously? I mean, you'd try to trade more shares than that. But 54,000? Yeah. And guess what? If you were not prepared for it, what just happened? Stock went from right there at 24 at that 1425, and in a matter of 30 minutes, it dropped literally almost, what is that? 70 cents. Now, if you had 1,000 shares of that, 1,000 shares. Oops, wrong window. Looks like my window's closed. There we go. You got 1,000 shares, and all of a sudden you're up about 1,200 or 1,000, or you up maybe 500, and you make a $500 winner to now you have a $300 loss because You lost the money you made, and now you're negative. All because you did not watch that trader. You did not watch that order. Joe, you know what? If you have an issue, if you didn't get the link, whatever happened, please call my office, okay? 877-70 cyber, okay? Use my 800 number. You don't have to pay for the phone call. All right. So, by the way, is anyone confused? Did I lose anybody yet? One thing I noticed right away is everyone's still here. I'm watching people logging in, so no one has left. So it looks like I got everyone. Exactly. That wasn't complicated. Why are you making it so complicated? You know what the hardest thing about teaching and getting people to succeed what I teach? The greed, the discipline. You know, I mean, sometimes it's okay to take a profit. You know, if you're consistent and hit base hits, you'll be fine. But, you know, and by the way, we're looking at just a screenshot. Everything that I talked about, I'm going to show every one of you live for one whole week in my trading room. The original trading room that started before anybody, which, by the way, some of them are my students and my instructors. But if you're going to come to the original trading room, I'm going to show every one of you how this works. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Michael. Listen, I just have a passion. I just get so upset because I have so many people here that I've done presentations with, and they're just, you know what? It's sometimes a lot of us a little hard in the head, and sometimes you got to you got to hear it over and over and over again, because then you realize, like, you know what? I do like trading, and I've done futures, and I like the guy, but I just don't get it. But you know what? I get this. I get this. This is really not follow the money. Why is not everybody else talking about it? And I'll tell you why they're not. Because they're not market makers like I was. They were not a floor trader like I was. Okay. And that's what separates, you know, Cybertrade University than anyone else. I'm not here to bash anybody. Okay. But at the end of the day, think about it for a second. Makes kind of sense. Now, you ready for something really cool? You thought that was good? Wait till I show you this now. So I know we have some people that are big charters, you know, and like, well, I still like my charts. I still like my indicators. Yeah, watch this. Have you guys ever heard of level 4 before? Ever heard of level 4? See if you have, Mark, you have a lot of no's. Okay. So level 4, basically what it is that when we looked at NASDAQ, that was just one exchange. Okay, but a stock could trade at the New York Stock Exchange. It could trade on another different exchanges. So what this does is it aggregates all the exchanges into one. So imagine you were looking at level 2 on the level 3 version. Now you're looking at level 4, which is showing you every exchange out there, and it's aggregating it. But not only that, but it's also putting it on a heat map. What exactly does that mean? Well, what you're looking at right here is looking at a stock, okay? Right here on the right is what we call level 3. And this is the price, and right next to it is the amount of shares that want to be bought at that price. So if any of you here has TradeStation, they have like the matrix. It looks pretty similar to it, okay? Now, what makes this so cool is that you're seeing people, trades, orders, how long they were out there for, and if they got executed. So as much as you see these big orders out there, now think about this. How cool is it is that you could see how long he was out there for, and how cool is it to know if he even got executed? Because guess what? This guy right here was a buyer. He got executed. Now, think about it. Big buyer must mean support, but we see support levels get broken all the time. Well, if the buyer gets executed, you're like, oh shit, that guy got executed, bought all those shares? Damn. And not only that, but he bought more here. And the guy that we thought that might have been support over here at 1520, he got executed. And now we're down to a guy that wants to buy literally 220,000 shares. Now, in theory, you would say that is definite support levels, right? Well, guess what? Does the chart tell you that? I don't know what the hell the chart's showing me, other than I see that the trend is going down. Some of you might be like, oh, I know how to read candles, and I got like 5 reds versus 1 green, and when there's a formula with the soldiers. And listen, you can forget all that fancy, fun stuff that people talk about. At the end of the day, the way they go up and go down are buyers and sellers. All right. Now, look what just happened. Remember, we saw that 220,000 share buyer at 15. You see what this little red bar? He said big red fat ball. You know what that tells me? Someone sold it to him. Now, do you ever buy a house? Like, what's big today? Homes, right? People are like, oh my God, that house I could have bought it last year for $500,000. Now it's 800,000. I didn't want to pay a half. Like, who the hell's buying this crap? Like, what's going on? It's the same thing with stocks. Okay. You are just here to get the crumbs on the floor. You are just you're an ant. Okay. You're not buying, 250,000 shares. Someone else's. Just follow what they do. And guess what? That guy right there, he got executed. And what do you think is going to happen to the price of that stock when a big buyer like that gets executed? Huh? What do you think is going to happen? Anybody? When a big block order gets executed like that. Exactly. Very good, Bob. Mike. No, you're wrong. It's going to go down. It went lower. Okay. But remember, the chart doesn't show you that. Okay. And also, I don't know. Can anybody read this thing right here, by the way? Anybody could read this? Because I basically just took a couple indicators and threw it on there. Everybody's laughing. I'm getting people like, what is that? I don't know, but it's a MACD, it's a Bollinger Band, it's a moving average, it's stochastic. I don't know. Some people could read this stuff. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'd rather just see if the guy got executed. I don't know what this. It's pretty cool, but to me, it looks like a bunch of spaghetti. And then going to level 2, I mean, it doesn't tell me that's going down. I don't know what the hell this. That's why like level 2 is worthless. And if you didn't see that, look what happened, fellow traders. It went from 15. Look how much it dropped. It hit another big buyer, 1450. It went all the way down to 1420. I think it even went even lower than that. Yeah, it went to $12. $12 effing dollars. If you lost money, if you bought this stock at like 18, and you saw this big buyer get executed at 15, like, oh man, I can't afford to lose $3. That's a lot of money, especially in a matter of an hour. You're like, crap. Yeah. Well, guess what happened when the guy gets done? And that's exactly right, Mark. You ever thought about shorting the stock? Exactly, Mark. You could short it. And you think, and people are like, oh, isn't that risky? You know what's more risky than shorting? Trading a damn option on the stock. That's more risky. Okay? You want to be risky? That's risky. So listen, you could switch your trading style. You could be like, you know what? I thought it was going up. Sure enough, it didn't. Let me short it. Make it back. Hell of a nice little win right there, if you knew that. And look at that. Block order after order after order after order after order got filled. And when those buyers get done, down we go. Here's another example. Let's talk about a way going up. This is something we teach also. It's called a ladder effect. Look at this guy. He wanted to buy the stock. He started at $1.47. Nobody sold to him. He bid it up. Nobody sold to him. He bid it up. Look, 100,000 shares. Okay? No one sold it to him. Another 50,000 shares. Look at these sellers. 8,000, 7,000. You're going up against the guys that are looking to buy 150,000, right? So think how much, like I said, how much smarter and trading decisions you would make by following the money. Now, my question to everyone here is this. Who here wants to watch this live? Who here wants to say, okay, Fausto, I've been so many webinars, maybe you're a good salesperson. I've been sold before, but do you practice what you preach? Bart, good. Mark, good. Jack, listen, every single person, raise your hand. Let me see a raise of hands. Who wants to see this live? Good, because everybody that raised their hand, I'm going to get you in. I want to show it to you, because the best thing that could happen to you is that you're going to finally realize, you're going to say like, wow, you know what? Now I know why I lost money today. Now I know why, you always hear the stories behind you like, why do I feel like somebody's watching me, right? You know what? Nobody's watching you. You are not watching them. That is your problem. And it's now time to do that, to watch them. That's why I love doing this. Listen, there are over millions of people that trade every day. Trading is a 90% failure rate. They say it's 70. I think it's more 90. Okay. And it's just, why? And I'm telling you why. Because most people are self-educated, which I would never give my money to. Some people just, learning the wrong style. They're learning from the wrong people. But you know what? I think you guys should see the truth. So let me show it to you and how to do it. Because the thing is this, you can't do this yourself. And not only that, but what I do and the way I teach my traders is I don't teach people how to make money doing this. I don't even like talk about winners. You know what I teach my traders? I teach them how to stop losing money. That's everyone's problem. How many of you guys, so many traders, are sick and tired and don't know why you're losing? And you want to fix that problem. Bart, you're one of them? Well, good. Like I said, that is basically where it comes down to. David, listen, regarding about your account balance, that's the least of your problems. Okay? That's the least of your problems, because it's not going to cost you. First of all, no one's going to trade. All right? I don't want anybody to do anything. I just want you to watch. Okay? I just want you to watch to see it's for you. All right? Don't worry about money. Don't worry about, do I get a brokerage account? You don't need to set up anything. All you need to do is get ready right now in the next few moments when I get you registered, because I want to show you how to do this. But what I'm just warning everybody ahead of time is that don't think you can go out there and see what we're doing and then you go on your own in la la land and go back to your basement and try to do it on your own, because it doesn't work. You need somebody that needs to review your journals. You need somebody that's going to tell you, says, no, don't do that. You did it the wrong way. Okay? Stop pretending to be your own doctor. Stop pretending to be your own nutritionist. Stop trying to be your own instructor. Have the people that are professional. Surround yourself with people that are good at it. And that's why we've been doing it for so long. And that's why Cyber Trade University and I know a lot of you there's a lot of smart people in here. I know you've done your homework. Nobody, and no webinar you ever been to, ever seen, ever could say, are you endorsed by Tastyworks? Are you endorsed by eSignal? Are you endorsed by Charles Schwab? Have you endorsed by Tasty Trade, NASDAQ, Thinkorswim, TradeStation? That's just to name a few, okay? I'm just naming a few of the big ones. I've done education for every one of these companies. I've been a presenter. I've been a host. Why? Because they want you to know how to trade properly, because you know what you're doing. You'll be their client forever. The difference is they can't teach you. It's a compliance issue. That's why they come to people like us. So right now, there's no better time to learn. You see what's going on with the war right now, which is absolutely terrible. But you could see how volatile it's making the market. You could see how we had a new regime change in the White House and how it totally swings the market, because different ideologies, pro-gas, anti-gas, pro-oil, vaccine, pro-vaccine, negative vaccine, whatever it may be. But everything that happens affects the stock market. If it's weather, as having a Hurricane Sandy, if it's a terrorist attack, if it's a financial crisis, if it's a virus, or if it's a war, you need to watch your money, and you just can't sit back and pretend it's not going anywhere. But you got to learn how to trade. So this is what I want. I want every single one of you, I'm going to invite you to come to my online cyber group trading room. And I want you not to judge us on our winners. I want you to judge us on our losers because I want you to see how few we have and how we control them, because that's what you need to learn. You keep hearing people talk about winners. Nobody talks about the losers. All right. Now, we start audio broadcasting at exactly 9 o'clock. Now, our trading room opens up at 8 a.m. We do live commentary from 9 to 10:30. And then we come back in the afternoon and we do live commentary the last hour and a half of the close. So you're going to get a lot of commentary in this trading room. And you're going to see the students that we've trained, the grandmas, the grandpas, the engineers, the oil and gas people, the teachers, the professional NFL athletes are in there. Okay. You're going to find people just like you in there and see that, teaching the 90-year-old grandma to figure it out. Or the person that's getting ready to retire, or, whatever it may be. You're going to meet these people. They're just like you. And not only that, every Tuesday you're going to get a Q&A session. We do a traders talk. There's a lot of stuff that you're going to get with the trading. So there's a lot that you're going to get with the event that I'm going to offer you. And not only that, we're going to even give you an alert service. Okay. So with our alert service, you're going to be able to, if you can't be there, don't worry about it. You could log on your phone, or at least you can get the alerts of the positions. Or see what's going on. Listen, that worked pretty well. What happened with AMC just this past couple of days. So this is all I'm asking for. $9. That's it. All this for $9. Now, you're probably looking at this and be like, wait a minute, why $9? I'll tell you why. First of all, I want you to have some skin in the game. Secondly, I don't know who you are, where you came from, okay? So if you're serious about it, it's $9 for 1 week. And after the week, if you don't like it, I'll give you your $9 back. The $9 just to let us know who you are. You say who you are. And we're going to take you very, very seriously. And you're going to be able to talk to us. Now, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get from 9:45 to 4:30, you're going to get the live trading room. You're going to get a daily watch list. You're going to get access to all our instructors. You're going to get a Q&A workshop. You're going to get 3 pro workshops, traders talk. And as a bonus, if the first 20 people that register right now, I will give you a personal coaching class. Now, why all of this for $9? I'll tell you why. I am looking to recruit traders that I could train, that think they can know and could understand what I'm teaching, what I showed you today. And if you obviously have it in you, then we're going to be able to strategize and decide if we're going to move forward with you or not. So this is basically an application fee, $9. That's really what it comes down to. And then after that, no, we're not. We don't charge anybody after. We don't do any residuals. We're not going to hit you with some scam, $149, $200 after 7 days. We don't do that. Okay. First of all, I don't even know how to do that. Secondly, I don't care. Believe me, if you don't want to be there, I don't want you there. Okay. But all this, taking us seriously, I'll show you how to find level 3, level 4. We'll show you how we implement it in your trading platform. All this for a lousy, stinking $9, a cup of coffee. All right, a couple of questions coming across here. Mike, I will be gone all next week, join Friday. Yeah, so this is what you could do, Michael. Register now. You can't access the room until you activate it with one of the instructors. They're going to call you to make sure we're going to do a walkthrough with you. We're going to show you what you bought, what you have, understand the lingo, all that stuff. And then you'll activate it, and then you'll have access. So if you can't start tomorrow or next week, whatever it is, you let us know when you want to start, and when we'll get you access to get in there, so you don't miss any days, so you can maximize the days. And by the way, you only need 1 day in there. 1 day. Think about it. How much did you learn in the past hour by being here that you didn't even know before? How many of you could say, like, I thought I knew there was something going on. There was these big orders out there. You're just seeing it. Well, now let me show it to you live. Okay? For all, like I said, $9. Michael, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Listen, Michael, I've changed people's lives, and I have been so very thankful from so many people, and it just kind of gives back to the community of people that have tried so hard to finally make this work. And sometimes you need to listen to a couple of people until you actually find the right one. I might not be the right person for you yet, but you won't know until you do the trial. And then let me tell you, you'll figure it out on your own immediately. You'll see, we want to just show you the professionalism, the custom service. We want you to listen to other traders, see if they're doing well at it, see if they're people just like you in there. It's like coming on the first day in the week of the job. You got out of college, you want to test out your career. Here's your chance. Well, Patrick, thank you very much for sharing that. And I think we just put that in the chat. We have a couple instructors. Rich is in there now, and he's clicking in there. A couple of people I just got a couple of alerts right here. It looks like a lot of people are just coming in unregistered. And I'm not surprised why not. I mean, we saw almost half of you said you were doing it. You hear that ringing going on my phone? See another one right there? It's coming across. What do we got here? We have, who we got? We got Simon. I just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the team. Alex, got your registration. Welcome aboard. Who else we got here? Got a lot of people. Doreen just got your registration. Stacy Murray got your registration. Welcome aboard. David Calhoun just got your registration. By the way, when you fill it out, there's a questionnaire. There's like 5 questions. Please fill it out to your best of your knowledge. Let us know a little bit about you. Do you have level 3 already? What brokerage firm you're dealing with? How much money you have? The more you let us know to help us about you, the more we could help you make this successful. Okay. Couple of questions here. Doing well. Love the presentation, Patricia. Well, great. You know what? I didn't see you registered yet. You must be registering now if you love it so much. Lee Troop, I just got your registration. Ken D, just got your registration. Just showing you right here. These are all that you can see. These are all the strike orders that are coming in right here. Just reading them off. Got yours, Don. Elliot, Michael Katz just got your registration. Okay. Thank you. You're more than welcome, Barrett. Look forward to seeing you in the room. I signed up before and not have used it. I paid $9. Can I do it now? Yes. So if you like I said, just register now, get the process going, and of course you can take it again. Absolutely. All right. Any other questions? I told you an hour goes fast, right? My God, I felt I just started about 15 minutes ago. Listen, it's pretty cool when you start seeing these big orders out there. Like today, there was we were trading Robinhood. And Robinhood had these 50, 60,000 share sellers. Now, if you've been watching Robinhood, it's actually had a nice little run in Robinhood. And let me see if I can bring it up for you. Maybe I could show it to you. Robinhood was a pretty fun trade. Oh, I got AMC still in there. All right. So we got Hood. Oops, typed it wrong. So you can see Robinhood right here. Look at this nice run in Robinhood. So Robinhood went from $13 and it shot up all the way up to about $16.20, and that was only about $10.30, $10.45. So you could see like right here there were big iceberg orders out here. And do I have level 4 up and running? No. Let me get level 4 up and running. I got level 4. Let me show you. It's pretty cool. These things you're going to learn, but the market's closed. But I don't like to talk about the past, because like, oh, woulda, coulda, shoulda, Some people are like, oh, anybody could talk about what happened, you did. Which, by the way, if you register on our Twitter page and our Facebook page, our Twitter and our YouTube, we all these stocks were on our watch list. So let me just bring this up because I think this is really cool. I just got to load it up. Give me a second. It's coming up. There we go. There we go. Default Hood. Let me bring it up. There we go. Hood right here. All right, it's loading up the data because it records the data back in the past. So here you have it. And let me just bring us back a couple more. hours. I'm only showing you an hour. You bring back 12 hours. Load it up right here. All right, almost done. A couple of shout outs while this is loading up. I got, who else I got right here just registered? Laverne, I got yours. Laverne Dean, got it. David G, just got your registration. John J, it's got your registration. I like to say the last name, so I don't want anybody to know. Warren G, got your registration. Sydney Sims, got your registration. Randy Bacon, got your registration. I see you still coming in here. All right, so here I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. This is really cool, so check this out. Okay. See this right here? See this big red line? This guy's been out here since 11 o'clock in the morning. 11 o'clock, okay? Look how the stock literally went from 1540, went to about 1650, came back down to 1570, tried to go up, hit the guy right back up to 1650, came back down, came all the way to 1560, 1590. Think about that. This guy's been out there all day, okay? All day. Look at how dark that red line is. By knowing him out there, it was not going any higher until, look, and if I go back even like $18, $19, there's no one out there, right? But this guy's been out there all day, right here. There's a guy right here at 17, but that's a little late. So he's been out there all day. And right here, you see this big order right here? This guy at 15 bucks got executed. And when he got executed, look, it went from 15 all the way up, took the guy out here at 16 and went all the way. And then this guy just was holding it up. He held it up. But the goal is you had a game plan. You saw it happening. You saw it coming up. You could see what was going on. By the way, anyone, just out of curiosity, anyone have a stock? I'll bring up any stock. Anyone traded today? I need to know if something that has that volume. Anyone trade a stock today? Yes, Patricia, we actually will show you how to filter them out. EEM. Let me look over here. Let me look at this first. I'll tell you in a second. EEM. Not really a good stock. It works on Space. Yeah, that was a good one, Patrick. Space was a good one. Space went from like $10 and went all the way to about 11. So let me bring up Space up here. This is a really good one. We traded Space today in the trading room. So Space, let me just bring it up. Okay, data's there. Market's closed. Have to go back. Load up some more data up here. Oh, Peloton too, Randy. That was a good one too. There we go. Okay. So there was a big seller right here, and you could see it right there. It was like a 40,000 and a 70,000, and the guy got executed. See it right there? He was out there right around this morning, and then he got executed, and you could see that it never, and once it broke it, kind of held there for a while. So 11 was a pretty big support, but then this guy showed up for about 22,000, right here around 11:30, and you could see it never wanted to break it. So that was another, see that big seller right there? It was a little bit of a fast-moving stock, but it wasn't the easiest stock out there. All right. So I got to go. All right. I promised I was going to keep you for an hour. We went past an hour. A couple of more or less people. I want to do some shout-outs. Okio, I just got your registration. Steve W., got your registration. Patrick Lindemoth, got your registration. Emma, got your registration. Good. What platform we're using? Listen, CJ, forget about the platform right now, okay? This is the only platform that you need. The only platform you need right now is this one, okay? Be the first 20. By the way, if I can't reach you, don't worry about it. You'll at least talk to one of my instructors. But just pay the $9 and we'll go into detail. I can't cover it all in one day. All I could do is get your tongue, drooling right now. Okay. Well, I guess one of Rich, the instructor at CTU right now, is kind of answering your question right now. All right, guys. Listen, thank you for coming. I'd like to thank my sponsors and everyone else to help you get here. I hope you guys, and I always like to know where you guys found us. We do not advertise. We don't have to advertise. We don't need to. You know, you know, it's just easier to kind of like you guys finding us and showing you live when it goes there. So hopefully you guys learned a lot. We're gonna have a lot of fun tomorrow. If you can't make tomorrow, don't worry about it. You can just talk to education advisor, tell them when you want to start, make that starting date. You don't have to be there all day. Try to be there at the most volatile times if you can, first hour or last hour. That's where most of the action is. And just sit back and enjoy. Sit back and enjoy. Let us show you how to follow the iceberg orders, and then you guys will make a decision and see what it's if this is for you or not. Because I think it is. And if you tried it in the past, I know people think like it's risky or whatever. And you know what? I get it, but I don't know who really taught you how to do it. So let's go from there. All right. All right. Looks like we got everyone registered. Thanks, everybody. If we'll send out the link when you log out, there's going to be one more video you're going to watch me talk about. You're going to watch me on the NASDAQ where I was showing you when the vaccine stocks finally took off. And I was doing a presentation at the NASDAQ floor on Moderna when it was $25. We all know where it went to, 500. It's all about iceberg orders. So have fun watching that video, and that will hopefully make you look forward to watch all the other videos and then log into the trading room. So let's all make money together. I'll see you in the trading room, everyone. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Welcome to NASDAQ Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ. Joining us for this segment, we have Fausto Pugliese, founder and CEO of Cyber Trading University, to discuss trading using NASDAQ Book Viewer, powered by NASDAQ Total View. Book Viewer is the standard-setting data product for traders, allowing users to see much more depth than the typical level 2 data offers. Fausto, it is great to have you back with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thanks for having me again, Jill. It's always a pleasure being back here. It was great to talk to your audience, to teach them a lot more about NASDAQ Book Viewer. It is becoming more and more popular. There's just, so much data that people have to understand how to use this product, especially in trading today's volatile markets.
Right. So Fausto, let's talk about that. Walk us through the most basics of the platform.
Well, right now we're just looking, if you look at the PowerPoint I have up here, we're just looking at a basic book viewer platform. What you have right here is, let me just get my little quick pointers out here so you guys can follow along. So I've got to grab that. So you got the buyers on the left, you got the sellers on the right. You got to be careful because I do have a couple of videos that will show you how to customize it right here, but you really just want to have these 3 columns: orders, shares, bid. It's all you really need. And what's nice about it is that it gets to show you exactly where all the buyers are and where all the sellers are. Remember, what makes these stocks go up and down are buyers and sellers.
Right. And if we move along further here, we can take a look at what it looks like when you have support and resistance on your next few slides here.
Yes. Like one of the big things I always teach people is you cannot have a support level unless you have the buyers, which is the bid, and you cannot have resistance levels that people always look for in the chart without those sellers. So what we really focus on is that we focus on the future. We don't focus on the past. And that's what's great about the book viewer. And that's why, NASDAQ came out with this great platform, because it's like having a seat on the exchange. You get to see all the orders out there, and you could see where the people are planning to get in and get out of the stock. That's why you have to, when you focus on support and resistance, you need to know, well, is there support? Well, are those buyers out there? Is there resistance? Those sellers are out there. And we're going to see a bunch of them in the next couple of slides.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. And our first one, of course, when you're looking at support.
Like right here, we're looking at a stock, OCGN. It's not important other than that you could see the stock is not the name. I mean, it's not important other than, seeing how there are over tens of thousands of stocks that trade. They all trade exactly the same, Jill. And if you look right here, how the stock started around 10:30 in the morning and it dropped all the way to a price specifically at $10. And by having that game plan and knowing that it was support levels, not looking at some indicator, but looking at the future on the book viewer, you'll notice that there was a 310,000 share buyer sitting out there, and there were 11 different orders, meaning that those 11 orders made up that 300,000. Now you'll notice here on the buy, there's 200 shares, 3,000, 11,000, but that is a substantial amount of buyers, and that is one of the indications how that made that stock go from $10 in a matter of several hours all the way to the close, all the way up to $12.50.
And of course, we have to take a look at the other side with resistance.
Well, with resistance, you can see another stock right here, how we had a beautiful run, and from the price of $2 ran all the way to $5. That is a substantial run up on a stock, but it finally hits a brick wall. Why did it hit a brick wall? Because if you look over here on NASDAQ book viewer, what makes resistance, like I said earlier, are sellers. You look here on the right, you work your way down, you got 100 share sellers, 2,000 share sellers. But when you come up to this $5.15 seller, you're talking about 215,000 shares of stock looking to be sold. So some people always wonder, why did the stock go down? For one reason, because there was a big iceberg order out there, a huge block order, and that's what drove it down the stock.
And Fausto, I want to talk about AMC for a moment here. We know that was one of the stocks synonymous with the meme trade here. So I want you to walk us through your next 3 slides in succession. Do stocks like an AMC work with this type of platform when we know it's all over the place and there's the crowd trade and you have the Reddit traders on there? Can you still determine identifiable support and resistance levels on a stock like AMC and make trading decisions based on that?
You know what, Jill? The way stocks go up and go down, almost 70% of the volume is worked on high frequency trades, algorithms, market makers, institutions. And, obviously being a very meme stock, one of the meme stocks on Reddit, AMC, people buying it and, and obviously, things go down also. And we saw how some of these stocks like this one and GameStop and all of them. But here's a good example. I just want to kind of show people. They look at a stock and they want to know, okay, do I take my profit now? Do I get out? Well, the trend of the stock you could see here on the basic little chart is trending down. Now, the question is, when will it stop? That's the big issue. Well, you could look at all the past history that you want, but it's not what the past is, it's what the future is showing you. And when we look at the future of the stock and we go to the next slide, I'm going to NASDAQ book viewer and I'm saying, okay, well, I'm just a little ant on the floor trying to get these crumbs. Where are the big institutions? Where are they putting their orders? And I work my way down there, look at the buy orders, and bam, I see 178,000 share buyer at $16. And there are 18 different orders around the entire world that are trading on NASDAQ that want to buy at that price. So what do you think is going to happen when you get to the 16? Goes up. Because you got to have a game plan when you trade a stock. And the game plan is you have to see where the orders and where those limit orders are on the future, because those support levels that you think you find in the past can always be broken. The only way they can actually exist is that those same orders that were in the past are there into the future.
And there's something that you call the iceberg, Fausto. What happens if it breaks through that?
That's a great question. Now, everyone always asks that question, like, well, listen, stocks break support and resistance all the time. So let's look at AMC again. Now, you'll notice that the stock right here, when we were looking at it, it bounced at 16 and went all the way up to 1640. But then it came back and it tested again, Jill. Hit 16, and what it ended up doing, it dropped all the way down to $15. Now, how is that even possible? Because 16 was a major support level. But guess what? Somebody could say, you know what? I have 170,000 shares I want to sell. Get me out of the stock. You know what? That could happen. And one of the things that we kind of teach you, and you look at and looking at when it comes to at NASDAQ Total View, there's another thing that's called time and sales. That I'm being a tape reader. You watch the tape and you'll see those transactions taking place. And listen, if you start seeing that order keep dropping, getting less and less and less, you know what? Someone's selling it. I don't think you want to own a stock when there's a big buyer out there getting executed, because if not, you'll end up running down the stock down to $15. And I don't think anybody wants to do that.
Right. In fact, I want to talk macro with you for a bit, because last time you and I were in studio together, it was right before COVID, and we knew that we had the COVID related volatility in March and April. And since then, the market has really only gone one way, and that's from the bottom of the left to the top right of the chart. Then we hit December, January, February, and we've been in a prolonged period of volatility for a number of reasons. First, it was inflation, interest rates, Ukraine and Russia, and what's happening over there has really lended to not just equities trading with velocity and volatility, seeing 2, 3, 4% swings within a session. It's across all asset classes. So what are you thinking here from a macro perspective?
Listen, I am always focused on what government is talking about, what's going around the world, and obviously the big thing is obviously what's happening. We all know what's happening with oil. I mean, oil obviously had a big run up. So, you know, we basically seen this stuff happen just as the market was starting to rally. And you could see, like, for example, everyone's always thinking like, okay, what's oil doing? What's oil doing? But there are so many stocks out there, Jill, that trade on the NASDAQ market that will actually trade, side by side with oil. So, for example, INDO, the stock that we just traded going into that big rally. And if you look up here, if I blow this up, you could see how the stock literally went from $4. This is an energy stock. All these energy stocks just really took off. This one ran from $4 all the way to 14. Now you could see it came right back down. But the big thing is when you look at NASDAQ total view, you'll see the buyers come in. And then all of a sudden it could be like what people are always nervous about, something called a short squeeze. So sure enough, the stock backed off. But look at those run-ups, and that's just one of several. I mean, there are the things that we're looking at now is not just also the oils, like Chevron, and you can see all these stocks, CVX, these big run-ups like Chevron, IMPP, all these, but also metal stocks. I mean, look at some of the metal stocks. Look at what happened with U.S. Steel. Whoever thought that U.S. Steel was doing so well? But the thing is, when you look at NASDAQ total view, we just focus on where are those orders. Are those orders still bidding it up? Now, obviously, a day like today, it's kind of flat. There's really not that much going on. You're not hearing that much action. But I think what's going to happen more than what's going to happen with Russia and Ukraine, you're gonna have to keep an eye on some of these stocks. And also, one last one, even the wheat stocks, you have to keep an eye on. Those also. I mean, it just goes on and on and on.
All right, Fausto, great to have you back with us. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ.